Blowouts and upsets. Nice headline there. Let's start. Houston upsets the Bengals. C.J. Stroud threw for 470 a week ago and 5 touchdowns. Yesterday against Cincinnati, pretty good defense. He went for 356. And Devin Singletary had 150 yards rushing. Houston Texans upset the Bengals. C.J. Stroud, Rookie of the Year -- superstar coming.
Unbelievable.
49ers Jaguars. Boy, did San Francisco coming off the bye week stomp them. Jags, 2 fumbles, 2 interceptions, gave up 5 sacks. Frisco's defense was just playing with his hair on fire. Brock Purdy, 296 passing, 3 touchdowns. George Kittle, 3 catches, $116, taunting him as he's going down the field. It was pretty impressive. Surprise, Cleveland Browns beat the Ravens. Baltimore had a 24-9 lead, and it got away from them. Cleveland scored on a 34-yard pick six, 40-yard touchdown pass to OBJ, Odell Beckham Jr., and they also racked up 3 interceptions, fumble, 7 quarterback sacks. I mean, it was amazing. They were able to choke off Lamar Jackson. So that's a surprise win there. Dallas, doomsday. Dak Prescott, 4th red-hot game in a row. He goes for 404 and 4 touchdowns. CeeDee Lamb, another double-digit Sunday, 11 receptions for 151. Brandon Cooks, the veteran, 9 catches, $173. At halftime of this game, halftime stat sheet, Dallas had 368 yards. The Giants had 27 yards in offense.
Really?
Giants are playing their 3rd-string quarterback.
Wow.
And their offensive line's an absolute mess. Dallas had 20 first downs in the first half to 1 for the New York Football. Dallas really good. The Giants are a disaster. Entertaining game on Sunday Night Football. Josh Jacobs runs for 116, first time over that mark. Kid quarterback Aiden O'Connell throws for 151. Raiders hung on to beat the Jets. Zach Wilson threw for 317 all-purpose yards, but he kept throwing into coverage. He wants to be a gunslinger, but his accuracy is still running hot and cold. Raiders have won a couple in a row. Now, granted, they haven't beaten a lot of tough teams, but the Raiders have put back-to-back wins together. And then there's the Josh Dobbs factor. Minnesota's street free agent quarterback, 212 all-purpose yards. Minnesota beats the New Orleans Saints. Somehow, someway, Kevin O'Connell is walking around either sprinkling stardust or holy water in that locker room. Vikings have won 5 straight. Think where they'd be had they not screwed up and given the opening game there to the Chargers. So Kevin O'Connell's really got those guys. Bad day for New Orleans. They lose quarterback Derek Carr with a concussion and a shoulder. They lose Michael Thomas, their star wide receiver. He got hurt. So entertaining games, couple surprises, couple of real big upsets too.
Yeah, it was a great weekend, and C.J. Stroud has got to be one of the top 3 stories in the NFL this season. I mean, when he was drafted, remember, it was Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, and Bryce Young's struggling in Carolina. He's not really getting anything done, but C.J. Stroud just lighting it up. So, good on DeMeco Ryans for putting that whole thing together. Houston seeing a resurrection of football. But, I go back to, the Vikings and Kevin O'Connell. And, we were kind of counting him out there for a while because he wasn't doing well. Now he's suddenly doing well again.
We're counting 1, 2, 3, count him out in 10 once he lost Kirk Cousins.
Yes. And then this Josh Dobbs has rejuvenated it. But let's just pretend for a moment that Kevin O'Connell got fired with the Vikings. How about him coming to San Diego State?
Well, he's not going to get fired by the Vikings.
Well, not now.
Look what he's doing. But yeah, I thought about that in the early morning hours today, and then I had my first cup of coffee and said, stop talking about that. Okay, we go from the NFL. We're going to go